Welcome to this 19-minute routine for hip mobility and some flexibility. For our first exercise, we're going to go into a deep squat. If you have a rope near you, I recommend you use it. It's going to help you do some overhead. Here I'm pushing a small B that I don't want to step on. Anyways, put the weight on your heels, and then we're going to go all the way into a deep squat, holding just an overhead, putting our hands on top of our head and holding the rope right there on top. We're gonna hold every position for around a minute. So it's gonna be sometimes 50 seconds. It's gonna be a little bit more loose than some of the other workouts. Here I'm twisting from side to side, just holding one breath per side. If you do not have the rope or you do not want to do the overhead stretch, you can also just hold the deep squat. That's gonna be fine. Here I'm releasing some of the lower back and tension on the glutes. So the weight is on the heels, balancing a little bit on the toes. I think this is gonna be the last one. I usually exhale in to the middle and exhale to the sides. Now we're just gonna let the rope get on the ground, and we're gonna start doing some knee dips, inside knee dips. Here I wanna take it slowly, moving my chest with my legs. I like to keep the whole part of the inside of my foot laying on the ground. Slowly going down, feeling how my knees feel in this movement and also my hips. We're almost done here. Try to breathe naturally, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Here we're gonna do some butterfly flaps. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done these. Just sit up straight or as straight as you feel comfortable right now. Do not push yourself too much. At least this exercise, I was not pushing myself too much. You can do whatever you want with it. Here I'm trying to keep my soles of my feet together and just flapping my way, opening those hip flexors and the inside of my hip. One thing that I like to try, here you can see me moving my neck, seeing how the other parts of my body feel when I'm stretching some low part. Anyways, we're gonna do some shin transitions here. So with what I'm doing here is without using my hands. You can also use your hands if you want a little bit more support. Just gonna switch stance from one place to another. Your foot is gonna be over your quadriceps, and then you're gonna switch the foot that's gonna be over your quadriceps. For a harder exercise, I try not to use my hands on the floor. Every time I go down, I try to put more weight on my knees and press my chest forward. That's where I feel the most tension on my hips and a deeper or a harder stretch. We're almost done. So now what I'm gonna do is some 90-90 rotations. Here I'm switching the whole chest to look forward. I can also use my hands. This is gonna be the easiest way to perform it, with your hands on the ground. Then slightly moving to the side, trying to get your knees to the ground. They do not have to touch the ground. I just like to think that I want to get my knees to the ground. And if I don't get it, just move a little bit of my chest. Not too much. I try to keep the tension on. Here I try to take some weight from the back of my hands. Now I'm gonna hold the right side, the right position, keeping my legs 90-90, trying to keep my right leg all the way to the ground, and then I'm gonna lift my left foot off the ground as high as I can. Here I am pushing myself a lot from the ground with my hands, helping myself get this movement. I find it really humbling, really hard to do, especially for a long period of time. So we're just trying to get that internal hip rotation while holding our weight with the right leg. Very good hip mobility exercise. Hope you're enjoying it, because we're gonna do the other side in a second. So get your last reps in on the left leg. And we're gonna get on with the other position just as quickly as you can, without exaggerating. Go to the next position. This is gonna feel different, at least for me. Each side feels very different than the other. Same thing, I am pushing myself from the ground with my hands. I am supporting a lot with my hands. Here I can notice that my left knee is not touching the ground, and that's okay. I still feel a very deep stretch and mobility gains in my hips. So I'm almost done on the side, gladly, because this is a hard exercise, at least for me. I feel quite challenged. We're gonna go into a deep squat, and now we're gonna go to some knee reaches or front dips. So from a deep squat position, I'd like to keep a narrow deep squat, and then through the same line that my toes are pointing, usually it's a V from the center of your body, you're gonna reach your knee all the way forward and try to just place it on the ground. Sometimes I would like to position myself where the point of my knee is gonna end up on some part of the mat, just because if I am feeling a little bit tired, or I feel like I don't have a lot of balance that day, maybe I'm gonna be hitting my knee. So that's where I like to position myself. Today was alright. I was getting my left knee outside, but didn't feel too hard. So now for the next position, we're gonna do some deep squat twists. So get on your deep squat, place your right hand on the ground, and then your left hand is gonna push your left knee. Here I like to look up, and with my armpit, my right shoulder, I am also pushing my right leg. So I'm trying to push both knees at the same time, feeling the stretch on the inside of my hips and also on the glutes. It's very good, at least for me. I really enjoy stretching the inside of the hips. I feel like there's a lot of tension that's stored on the hips, and well, this relieves quite a lot of it. So just get inside as deep as you can, look up, and then get back to the middle, move around, recenter, do the same thing with the left side. So the right hand's gonna be on the right knee, and then left shoulder is gonna be positioned on the left knee. I can imagine sometimes maybe you do not want to go as slow here, but just try to get this principle where you are pushing one knee with the back of your arm, shoulder, elbow, kind of like in that area, and you're pushing the other knee with your arm straight. I like to move around here, just exploring how my body's gonna feel if I put them in a slightly different position, just putting my weight a little bit more on the right foot, or maybe twisting forward, something like that. So for the next stretch, we are gonna go onto our knees, and the counterpart of our feet, the counter sole, would be on the ground. Here what I like to try is get all the way back. I am tilting my pelvis forward. This was very important for me to not feel low back pain. Slowly getting down, but always engaging my abdominals and my core. And I'm pushing the glutes forward, like I'm tilting my pelvis forward. That way, I'm just not like letting myself fall down on the ground, because that way I would feel some pain on my lower back. So this way, if I'm pushing my hips forward and pressing on my shins, I would feel like I could go all the way down this movement. And if not, I would have some trouble getting there. I am gonna get out slowly, so this is gonna be quite a rest, maybe a minute rest, or you could just move around. So get up slowly. I'm not going anywhere right now. We're gonna have some time. If you want to stay there for a couple more seconds, feel free to do so. I really wanted to stay there, but I didn't want to get the video too long. But I am gonna sit here for a while, at least a minute or 20, give it 40 seconds, so just rest. The next position is gonna be a half forward split, sitting down. I'm gonna place the right leg all the way stretched, toes pointing up, and the left leg on the ground bent. Here what I'm gonna do on the other side as well, just gonna hold the position here where I'm placing my left hand on my left knee, and I'm trying to reach my right elbow all the way down. Once I am there for a while, a couple 20-30 seconds, then I am going to try to reach my left arm all the way overhead to my right foot. You do not have to touch here at the beginning. If you do, relax and try to place, like, get into the position. I feel like it's easier. Going right away, it's not gonna be easy. And so just get comfortable first without reaching with your arm. You're gonna feel a stretch on your lower back, at least I do. And then you're gonna reach the hand overhead and try to grab those toes. Try to maintain that arm that's reaching. I like to keep it over my ear and that area, not in front of my face. So now I'm gonna switch sides, just slowly, comfortably, just switch sides. And here I'm gonna do the same thing, place my right hand on my right leg, get the left elbow on the floor, and just let the lower back chill down a little bit on this new position. It's gonna feel a lot of the stretch, so I'm just isolating my lower back at the beginning, and once some time has passed, then I would try to reach the foot with my arm. So yeah, taking it slowly here. There is no rush. Maybe let the head hang a little bit. See how your neck is feeling this moment. Okay, so now that I am fully comfortable in this position, I'm gonna breathe in, and as I breathe out, I'm gonna reach my arm overhead and then get it to that foot. Same thing, I'm looking to get my arm on top of my ear, not in front of my head. That way I can feel the stretch all the way from the lower back and some on the lat. I like to combine, when I'm doing a hip release, with a little bit of a shoulder opening or upper back, something that's contrary to the hips. Feel like we store some tension also. If we put some tension on the legs, we're storing tension on the arms. From the hips, it goes to shoulders, just like counterparts of the spine. So I feel like if you put some pressure on one side, it's gonna be felt on the other. So I like not to isolate and try to integrate both sides. Right, for the last exercise, we're gonna go into a front split. Here I'm gonna keep it a minute, so go hard if you're feeling like you want to do it. If you feel like you want to chill down, this is the last exercise. So if you want to stay 2 minutes in a position that you're comfortable and slowly going in, you do you. This has a couple more minutes, so yeah, feel free to do it. If not, you can try what I did today. Just go really hard. It's not gonna go for too long, it's gonna end soon. So discomfort, put yourself in discomfort. It's not gonna be for long. Okay, so I'm making my way to center, and you can stay on your split if you are there. What I'm gonna do right now is just gonna take some moment and have some gratitude for this moment, these 20 minutes that I've dedicated to myself, to feeling better, to my body, my joints. Be thankful for my joints, my muscles. They're always there for me. I just went surfing today, and I had such a fun time with friends. And yeah, it's all because I take 10, 20, 30 minutes a day and do a little bit for myself, for my health, my muscles, my joints, my organs. I just sit down there and say thank you to myself for being consistent, and thank you to myself for being healthy and letting me do all these things that I love to do. Okay, so I'm finished. Now you're gonna see me enjoy some of my hip mobility gains. And if you stay long enough, you're gonna see me fall down because I think I have too much hip mobility gains. I hope you enjoyed this workout, and I hope your hips are happy with you. I hope you are happy with your hips, or at least you feeling a little bit better than how you started. Follow these channels if you'd like to see more content like this one. And I hope you have a very good day or night wherever you are.